Okay, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. The Wayne in Hong Kong stays mainly on the plains. So hey, good morning maybe to you. Good evening for me. Good to see you. How you doing? This is my last evening in Hong Kong. Well, it's quite a reflection, huh? Yeah, no, everything's good. Everything's fine here. Let me remind you that trading's risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, however, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Not much better. Stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Yeah, it's still just bad. So be careful with your money. Trading's risky. Don't be stupid, huh? So hey, my name is Wayne McDonald. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you for being a client. Put your diamond in the sky. Traders Way. Do these sessions 7:30 in the morning most of the time. Right now it's 7:30 at night. My goal is to help you succeed. Oh, yeah, all right, great. So my first typhoon slash hurricane in my entire life, class 10. Whoa, I hit the big one. My first one, 10. That's it. I mean, that's it. Numero 10. There isn't an 11. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Joe. 10. Giving you an example, my hotel room was doing this. Literally, you could feel it. So that was my first time, and I got like the full Monty on that one. Mother Nature didn't hold back at all, so I was really, really excited. It was great. So, an interesting situation this morning. I'm in the highest swimming pool in the world, which happens to be an infinity pool, up against the glass overlooking Victoria Harbor. And I get in a category 10 hurricane, or typhoon, right? And I'm in the pool, and there's waves in the infinity pool. By the way, infinity pools don't have waves. That wouldn't make any logical, intelligent sense. So the whole building is swaying like this, and you can see the pool, the water go from level down past the second step on the ladder, and then up the other side. And it was, the waves are big enough that it would go over the infinity thing, over the catch, and up against the glass. I'm on the 118th floor, and the water is splashing up against the glass. And everyone's freaking out. Everyone's like running for their life. So I'm going for a swim, and I'm swimming in the pool. There wasn't anyone to serve me, so I ordered room service and had coffee delivered in the Financial Times. No joke. I'm reading the Financial Times. I'm like, what? What? Is there a problem? Like, you know? So I thought, how cool. I actually called my wife. I got good news. I got good news, honey. I have the opportunity to be the first person to die in a falling swimming pool. You could sue Ritz-Carlton, make huge amounts of money. It's great. Yeah. Joe's, yeah. But that's how it was. Like, what? You call this a hurricane? Typhoon? So anyways. Yeah, well, you got to take care of your wife and kids first, right? So anyways, just now it was fun. It was big enough where the staff here hadn't seen anything like it before. So anyways, that's my story for the day. I loved it. Had a great time. I'm a currency trader. I got nerves of steel. That doesn't frighten me. So, all right. So let's move on to the charts. Oh, yes. So tomorrow I am in my time machine, so I'm not going to be able to do the webinar. Originally, I had scheduled to go back on a Saturday, and it's crazy flying to Hong Kong, then to Dubai, and then back to Hong Kong, and all that kind of stuff. It's just been complicated, but I thank you for your patience in me. So thank you. Again, honestly, thank you for your patience. So you want to do some technical analysis? Sounds good, huh? Yeah, the sad thing is I've been in Hong Kong, 10 days, 9 days, and I haven't even really seen much of it. But thank you for Daniel showing me a little bit. Yeah, like, I still don't know this town. I haven't left the building. Yeah, nothing new. Daniel and I went into town for what, 2 hours, 3 hours? That was, all right, so yeah. Kiwi yen. Yen got strong in us, huh? Where's the kiwi? Let's back up, take a look. It's a beautiful day. I gotta get this. Forgotten how to add. There we go. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Text label. Get rid of that. Text. Is that arrows? Who cares about arrows? And cool. All right. So yeah. So if we grab the tip of that iceberg, clean break, huh? Through the weekly S1, through the weekly S2. Yeah. Here's the thing. It's happening, but generally speaking, I think you would agree, it doesn't happen most of the time, and maybe in fact rarely. So we've blown through the monthly pivots, and the weekly support pivots are not holding either. We're at the WS2, and if I were me, I would take profit. If I'm following the rules that work forever and ever and ever. Maybe, however, oh, you don't see the chart? Yeah, you see the chart, right? Yeah. Kiwi yen, sorry. I guess he's asking what it is. Kiwi yen. It says here and here. And okay, but anyways. Yeah, cool. All right, so anyways, the one caveat is if we've blown to the monthlies, maybe there's something big happening here. Maybe you want to be a little more aggressive and trade through the S2. But it seems to me, what, 96 out of 100 times, it doesn't fall much further, if not at all. So I don't know how you want to play it, what kind of trader you want to be. Right? But I would generally be cautious around S2. Anything else going on here, you think? You are the one. Only you beneath the moon and under the sun. So, yeah, so I don't know what you want to do with it, bro. What day of the week is it? For you, it's what, Wednesday morning? It's Wednesday night for me. So yeah, yeah, it seems to me if you hit your target this time of week, it should head back to the weekly central. What do you think? Any thoughts about that? The weekly, let me mark that for you, is here. You can zoom in. Maybe drop into an hour. So maybe I guess my plan would be 1 hour or 15-minute 5-day cross, or a 1 hour cycle. Depends on how aggressive you want to be. So you might want to trade it like a range first and then have it 1, 2, 3. But I think what I would rather do, and this is a bit dangerous because it's falling like a falling chainsaw. I don't like to catch falling chainsaws, right? But if it just so happens to turn north, I would target way up there, the monthly. Or I mean, the central, I should say. Oh, I've lost it. I don't even know where it is anymore. I thought I marked it, didn't I? Anyways, up. Where did it go? Sugar. Yes, please. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Weird colors. So maybe, just maybe, look for a turn north. It's going to be challenging here. Might even need some news. So I'm not predicting it's going up. If 96 out of 100 times with this setup, it doesn't fall much further. In fact, much of the time it goes back up. Then, you know, I know it's falling fast, so I'm not telling you to buy it, but I'm telling you to be cautious that we're at pretty logical support. Well, Peter, what you need to do is probably change your pivots from time to time, try to figure out what happened. So you might be talking about a daily pivot that's not working, and then you flip it over and you find out that it's a weekly or monthly, and traders are reacting to that. Then you just see, well, you might have short-term opportunities that are being overtaken by long-term positions. Okay. What do you want? You want these, Ryan? The ones that on here? Hey, whatever, brother. Automatic pivot. Is that the one you want? Okay. Well, yeah, so, but that's what I mean, Peter. So if your WS1 doesn't seem to be respected, figure it out if the market's moving on a daily or if the market's moving on a monthly. But I'll flip back and forth and try to figure out who's in the market right now. Okay? Because you know, an amateur day trader is going to be playing his little daily pivots, and if you're unaware that you've just hit a monthly could be a big institutional trader's opportunity to take profit, or it might be a big institutional trader to buy in or sell in or whatever it is, and it'll just overwhelm what your daily pivot will be or something. So what I'm trying to say is, in that scenario, I kind of look around, I try to figure out what the market's working. Is it a short-term scalp that's taking things out and therefore will come back? Or is it a big monthly thing that's just not printed on the daily yet? Okay? Yes. See, we're not trying to figure out what we want. What we want is irrelevant. We're peons. Right? We're gnats. Right? I was a manager at a startup many moons ago, and this client was really upset. We didn't deliver what we said we were going to deliver. Just, I don't know, and he was so upset. And I apologized, and I said, I'll work hard and I'll do this, and and he's like, Wayne, you can take your company and you can shove it in a gnat's a-hole and still have room left over for tables and chairs. Then he hung up the phone on me. I couldn't stop laughing. It was the funniest thing that I've ever heard. Somebody angry, like he was so upset, and that's what came out of his mouth. Like, Wayne, you can take your company and you can shove it up in that a-hole and still have room left over for tables and chairs. Pretty fun. Anyways, this chat's hard to follow. It's moving too fast. So yeah. So anyways, we're peons. We're just gnats, right? And so don't figure out what you want to do. Figure out what the bigger boys want to do, and then develop a strategy around that. Erica, I'm on the other side of the planet in hotels. They don't have very good, download. They don't really like you downloading stuff and uploading stuff, and it's, yeah. I will upload them when I get home. Oh, you guys have sound problems? Well, once again, maybe it's just internet. I'm a long ways from home, guys. Yeah. I find if you stand on one leg, hop up and down in a circle for 15 or 20 minutes, the sound becomes less of a problem. But that's just me. Yeah, that worked great. Yeah. All right, so let's move on.com. Okay, what do you think about where we are? Still in a holding pattern, which is what we expected, quite frankly, isn't it? Now we're hoping a change in direction. Yeah, no, it's different. I'm on a laptop the size of an iWatch, running MT4. Yeah, so what's up, Pete? It's Pete, man. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I haven't got home to order anything, Pete, but I'll pretend that it's from you. So Pete just bought me the cigar. Thank you, sir. You're a scholar and a gentleman. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Yeah, we'll get to Euro Yen, man. We'll get to Euro Yen. Let me do my Aussie, eh? So I backed out just so we can kind of get a view. Okay. And our support from, gee whiz, is that like Monday? We're still holding. Marina, okay. Well, yeah, Swissy yen. That's not something typically I do, but sure. Oh my God, that is good. Geneva, though, huh? Stupid Ritz Carlton doesn't sell Cubans. So yeah. So anyways, we're holding in here. We're okay. Problem is, my entry is also the weekly S1. What if it just comes down to tickle that? Okay. So, I've been in this trade, what now, 2 weeks? Something like that. Earning interest. It's not a big deal. But if you hold it for a year, it's reasonable. So I'm not really making any pips. Yeah, Joe's like, I could see it going up too. Well, one of the things, right, Joe, is that it's not falling. So it comes down, guys. Do you want to? Are you going to take it around? Right? I show you so you have full disclosure, right? So don't do it for me, do it for you, right? But if it goes up, I wouldn't be shocked either. What? This is sort of a supportive area, isn't it? And isn't this sort of a resistance area? You could almost draw it like this. Sugar, yes, please. Right? I mean, we're almost in that kind of a thing, aren't we? So I don't know if it's going to go up. It might. It could. This cigar, man. You guys mind if I smoke? Will it bother your webinar? Yeah, one of the things you need to find in life, especially when you're a currency trader and you're constantly trading, is it should be a lifestyle one day, you know? It should become a lifestyle, not a job. That's why I tell you to fall in love with doing the work, right? Or like the billionaire I was talking to a few days ago, and he's like, yeah, no, some guy he was telling me about how you can just buy some software and it'll do the trading for you. I'm like, well, why would you want to do that? Clearly, the guy doesn't like to trade, so why would you take advice about trading from a guy that doesn't like to trade? I love the work. I love doing the work. The work brings me pleasure, right? Can you imagine how he felt when I told him that? I love it. Brings me pleasure. I'm not going to avoid it. I'm not looking for the easy way out. I do things the hard way because I like it. It makes me feel good. Right? So anyways, I think he likes me now. Yeah. But one funny thing about clients, they hate your guts. 16 minutes later. All right, so. One question, Wayne. I've been at this for a really short period of time, and I heard about this Jackson Hole conference thing. It's where the Fed leaks things that they can't say at official press conferences. It used to be a secret little event the Fed used to do. But now, in a world of hyper media, fake media, there's fake media, hyper fake media. They make it up. They say sources. They don't have any sources. It's all made up media. Yeah, so Jackson Hole went from a place where the Fed could get away from the media, and now they use it as a place to get with the media. But they're totally relaxed. This is totally different. So they do all these like fake poses and stuff. It's really strange. So the Fed actually does secret meetings now. And do you know why I know? Matches don't work. You gotta be kidding me. Give me the worst matches. Stupid. Stupid. Hate you. Wow. Because you're in, yeah. No, I'll tell you why. I rented the penthouse at Jekyll Island, where the Fed was invented. The exact hotel. Had a drink in the actual room where the Fed was created by J.P. Morgan and all his cronies. Pretty cool, actually, right? If you're an economist, it's cool. Everyone else thinks it's stupid. So anyways, I show up, and I go to check in the room, and he's like, I'm sorry, sir, your room's not ready. It's like 4 in the afternoon. I'm like, what the hell do you mean my room's not ready? What The penthouse. How dare you? And I slapped him across the face and embarrassed him in front of all his colleagues. You know, because that's how I roll. And he says, no, 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 sir. Sir. And he leans forward and looks, and he's like, Ben Bernanke is still in your room. I'm like, what? Yeah. And he looks around again. The Fed meets here from time to time to have secret meetings. I'm like, what? So that's how I got into the Fed room, because I'm like, hey, well, will you let me into the Federal Reserve room so I can check it out? He's like, yeah, I'll take you. Yeah, no, so no joke. So we waited. I had a drink at the bar. My wife had a mint julep. We sat on the rocking chair, and about 5:30 or whatever, check in right before dinner. And I'm laying in bed. I'm like, honey, Ben Bernanke slept right here last night. She's like, I have a headache. Yeah, that was that. So that night I went up. That room has a spiral staircase to a private little deck on the roof of this old ancient hotel, sort of like a lighthouse tour type thing. And I went up there and I smoked a cigar with the ghost of J.P. Morgan after hanging out in the Federal Reserve room and sleeping with Ben Bernanke's shadow. Yeah, it was awesome. How many people in the world would even care about such a thing, huh? So I got lucky on that one. Because, like, no one would care about that than me. Good fortune. Thank you, Ritz Carlton. All right. So let's go. Let's get in. Let's get going. So we're still in the zone that I'm watching. Now, so we were talking about pivots. How many people think this pivot here is being respected? Z-Meister? The H? Big H? Cool. How many people think this pivot is being respected? It doesn't have to be perfect, Brooke. But you have to decide if you are watching the market participants. See, if you think that's being respected, then obviously other market participants see that. You can say, oh, wow, we got weekly players here. Or, oh, well, we got some monthly players here. And now you know what they're likely to do based on the theory that they're trading on, because you know the input to their decision making. So now you know where they're likely to react in the near future. It's a clue. Who did it? Was it Mrs. White? Was it the butler? It was the professor in the study with the wrench. Yeah, so it's a clue. Okay, check this out. I know it's hard to see, but there's a pivot here. Is anyone respecting that pivot? And of course, is anyone respecting that pivot? I got a lot of pivots here, but still, it doesn't matter which ones you're using. Right? So, if they're being used, now you know what they're going to do. You can play them. They're suckers. Now you know how they're likely to react in the future, because you know how they're trading. They're like, oh. a little kick off the CPP, right? Oh, someone's playing the M2. So what do they want if they're buying at M2? What do they want to do, guys? What's in their mind? What was their plan for buying at the monthly M2? Yeah, boom. See? You already know what's in their brain. Now, can't you, like, take advantage of them? Dude, you don't think they're going to tell that I'm smoking in their hotel room, do you? Ah, they won't care. Nobody cares. Yeah, it's just 2 or 3 cigars. They won't even know. Oh, smoking detectors? I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Damn. What are they going to do? Throw me out the window? All right. So, anyways. So, there we are. What's going on here? No pivot. Maybe a daily. What's the clue? How about this one? Anyone playing the M3? So, what are the M3 guys or gals doing? Okay, so who shorted here? Okay, and maybe reverse psychology. Maybe these guys took profit here and then sold here on the role reversal. Maybe what's happened is this. Sugar, yes please. Da, 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 da. Dirty rats! Right? It's plausible, isn't it? They're not ready to commit. What does that tell you? Tells me if this does go north, they're going to pee in their khakis. They're afraid already. Right? Yeah. Sugar. Yes, please. So there's a little trader psychology action there for you. What? What are you talking? Hey Ryan, can you get me a lion head? Somebody. I'll tell you a funny story. Inside, don't tell anybody. Oh wait, here. Yeah, somebody asked me if I can get them a lion head. I'm like, what? Yeah, I think I know a guy in South Africa. Right? I'm like, okay, sure. So I hang up the phone, call up Brian. Brian, a Chinese institution, a Chinese trust is looking for a lion head. I don't know why, but it should be high quality. That's all I know. I don't know what their budget is, but they have unlimited amounts of money. Is that even legal? Can you even buy a lion head? I'm like, is it ethical? Like, and he's like, yeah, I don't think they're endangered. I don't know. So he makes a few calls. Yeah, I think it's totally fine. I'll make some more calls. And so yeah, he totally gets it sorted out in like 2, 3 hours, whatever. Calls me up and he's like, yeah, I think I might be able to do that. It seems to check out. So I call back the person representing the Chinese trust. I'm like, yeah, I got a lion head, but we have, simple questions like, do you want it to be male or female? I'm like, oh my God, are you talking like like a wildcat? I'm like, well, what did you want? Like, no, a lionhead is a type of bond, you idiot. I'm like, oh, gee whiz, I'm not a bond trader, I'm a currency trader. But I totally can get you a lionhead, like a real nice one, big fatty, you know? Still got a zebra stuck between its teeth, right? It's a true story, though. But thanks for the help, Ryan. Yeah, how funny is that? I'm such an idiot sometimes. Huh? I've never heard of a lion head. Yeah, it's still attached to a German tourist. Nine. Yeah. So, anyways, all right. So we got some action going here. We've already identified this, so we don't really need to go into it much. We got our support and resistance identified. There's a pivot up here. There's a pivot here, right? These ones don't seem to be that important. Like maybe this monthly support, right? I mean, what do you think? I mean, it seems like somebody's playing. Like, look at the real bodies here. I mean, it looks like somebody's playing the MS1, right? That's right. Ryan's a killer and a tree hugger. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, we sit and wait, guys. This is totally normal. We sit and wait. Sit and wait. That's all. I'm not phased by any of this. I wanted to be home this week, but other opportunities arose, so I'm here. And I'm glad, actually, it's not rolling without me, right? But look at these lines, man. They're pivots. This bottom is a weekly S1. This bottom is a monthly S1. Seems to me someone's playing the big supports, right? And up here we have a weekly R1, weekly M2, or monthly M2. So weekly S is this, let's say this week's bottom, right? The low of the week is a weekly support 1. The top of the week is a weekly R1. We're range bound. Oh, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Right? So I'm long, I'm strong, my stop's jammed. I got a backup entry off the M1. I'm working hard, man. Bought this 3 weeks ago. Every day I work hard on it. You got something Oscar Mike now, huh? Dude, that's a big stretch. Me no likey. Gee whiz. So, anyways, that's where we are. Let's do one for Marina. Swissy. Japan yen. I don't even know where it lives. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Price action girl. Living in her price action world. Yeah, monthlies, anyways. We got monthlies going. Do they seem that important? Not really, huh? So what can we conclude? Large institutional players are not playing it in August. That tells me they're also European. This is a Swissy move. So here's why I don't trade this pair. Or do you want to know? Maybe you don't want to know. You're like, dude, no, I'm choosing the red pill. I don't want the blue pill. You sure? The blue pill's really nice. Right? No, I want to. To me, especially around this time of year, because I'm looking for a macro change from macro. What's the opposite of volatility? Is there an opposite? Just calm? Something? I don't know. So I'm looking for risk on. It's not really, yeah, how about dead calm? Yeah. Uh, so I'm looking for an increase in volatility. Not negative like the end of the world stuff, but increased volatility from action. Risk on, buying, people buying stuff, not people running to the hills. Okay? Right? So, if we get some risk on, the yen should weaken, the Swissy should weaken. Okay? So you can see, obviously, well, something must happen here. This pair moves, but how much does it move relative to the rest of the market, right? So, so that's why I'm like, I don't really trade this. Well, that's an interesting one, Brandon, because sometimes dollar will weaken, Swissy will weaken. So it really depends on what else is going on. So when things get going, and I'm done with the yen pairs, let's say, then I'm a dollar player too. If you boil down to mostly what I do is I'm a yen trader and I'm a dollar trader. Okay. So with the dollar, I'll look for correlation, and if I sense that the dollar is strong, I look for things weak and trade it against the dollar. If the dollar is weak, then I look to do the opposite. Okay, so I start with the dollar. So I start in a scenario like this: dollar pairs, yen pairs, or no, all dollar pairs. And I'll look for the currency correlation, and I'll say, oh, weak, strong, or flat. If it's neutral, I don't trade dollar pairs. Okay? I go look for something else. Maybe a pound Swissy. Pound Swissy I like, right? Okay? And then once I make a decision, let's say the dollar's strong, then I do relative strength exercises that discern the weakest currency pair out of the majors, and then buy dollars against it. Okay? The funny thing is when you have 18 screens and each screen has multiple time frames on it, I go, boom, 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 boom. Right? If you're on a laptop like this, you're like, okay, I wonder what the pound's doing. It takes forever. Pound dollar, pound yen, pound Swissy, pound euro, whatever. So I don't have a lot to say about it. I can see market came off here, but I think it will kind of be up to neutral. Okay. Yeah, Ryan last year got log jammed with the election. How could you go risk on if you didn't know the end of the world was coming? It's always laughable, right? Yeah, the market is so funny sometimes where it goes dead because the election's coming up and they're like, well, everything might change. Really? And then it comes out and they're like, Trump won, everything's changed. And I'm like, really? Look, nothing's changed. Nothing ever changes. People is stupid, people will always be stupid, right? And that's it. So it's up to us just to take advantage of the stupid people, make lots and lots of money, and then if you want to give back to charity and do other things to it, makes the world a better place, then so be it. At least you're funded. Right? Because if you're rich, then you can run your own non-profit, but you don't have to spend 90% of your time trying to raise money. So why don't you just get rich, run a family office, and do whatever you want? You want to feed the poor people of Timbuktu? Do it with your own money. You get some nice tax write-offs. you start a charity, you throw an event, everybody loves you, or you go to the opera, you're like, yeah, I'm going to set up an endowment for this whole opera place. Oh, do you want free box tickets for the rest of your life, sir? We'll put your name and plaque on the wall. You get to go backstage whenever you want to. You're like, yeah, great. And a tax write-off? Yeah, I'm so generous. Right? Rich people. It's funny, huh? So, yeah, are they playing the monthlies? I don't think so. So why don't we change this up? This one. Let's throw some W's down. And I still can't see these stupid. Who programmed this? I mean, fluorescent baby blue and yellow. I mean, really? It's even harder to see in white. But we got a cluster down here. Definitely something going on here. And here, not really. WR1 on top of. They're not playing any of it really. So I guess you know what Marina's doing because Marina says she's playing this, right? Price action? Down, down, up, roll reversal. But I've seen better. I've seen better. So yeah, it's funny. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I tried. I tried changing it, and as soon as you get a tick, it goes back. So then with the new, MT4 version 972, I try to edit the code, and it actually doesn't give you the code to edit, and whatever. I gave up. Dude, did you just drop that ash on this marble desk? What kind of person does a thing like that? I'm telling Mom, Mom, Wayne dropped ashes on the carpet again. Yeah. So anyways, I apologize, Marina. I don't trade this, and I look at it, and like I still don't want to trade it, so I don't really have any good feedback. Okay. Any other requests? I think we got to do oil, gold. I think we've been skipping gold, right? Anise, it, you don't need a code anymore. I think it's 1382 instead of 3100. So you just go to epicsbootcamp.com and click on summer school. I think the product is still there. Someone just signed up yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, it's still a great deal. If you wanted a better deal, you should have signed up 6 weeks ago, right? How's it going though? You're in Dubai, aren't you, Anise? Yeah. I stayed at the Ritz Carlton in the financial district 2 nights ago. Compared to the Hong Kong place, sucked. It was a dump. Service was mediocre. Yeah. So no, I like the marina though. That one's nice. I think if I had to stay in that part of town, I'd Jumeirah Towers. But I was there 20 hours. Can you imagine? I flew 16 hours to be in town for 20 hours. All right, so let's try to find some oil. Yeah, Jumeirah owns Dubai. But yeah, the Ritz in the marina is nice. It's right across. You can drink alcohol first of all in the hotel, and then walk across the street and have a fantastic cigar bar. So, anyways, here's our oil. We're just sitting on it. Same stuff. I mean, it seems like nothing has happened, huh? In a 24-hour period, we're basically the same price. I don't know if this spike and drop occurred in that time frame, but I haven't dramatically changed my thought process. Have you guys? We're supposed to get the crop report, aren't we? It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes. I'm sorry. Did we have news just now? Anything interesting? I'm just out of the loop, being on the other end of Earth. Your resilience. I don't know anything about that. Okay. Well, there's no need for it to fall. Okay. There's no need for it to fall, and I think we have established that if anything, what happens is, oh, what's this? Love the core school. Oh, the definition of insanity. Yeah. Um, so, the worst is over, I believe. I don't think it necessarily needs to fall further. I think we're basically in a bigger range. And if anything, I think it could go up a little bit. Okay. I'm thinking 55-45 between now and the end of the year. But without people trading, and I keep trying to get this through to you guys, without a market, nothing's likely to happen. So you watch. I'm telling you, we're days, maybe hours, but most likely days. Meaning, and I said it Monday. In the next 3 weeks, you're going to look back at now and say, "Wow, it was so quiet." Right? Here's what happens to most people: the markets go quiet, and they turn numb, and then all of a sudden the markets move, and they're just numb. And 3 weeks goes by, and I'm like, "Look, you should be up 400 or 500 pips by now." And they're like, "Oh my God, he's right." I'm like, "Yeah, you're not on these yens. You didn't buy it at the bottom. You didn't swing it, right? Stuff like that." So what can happen is you'll just all of a sudden we'll get lots of yen strength again, and down, down, down come the pairs, and then it'll turn. And what'll happen is amateur traders will sell the retracements, sell the retracements, sell the retracements, and all of a sudden they're up 500 pips, but amateurs have lost 300 or 400 pips because they kept shorting on the up because it had been falling earlier, and they think, well, that means it'll keep falling, but they've lost the whole seasonality. Meaning they're doing what happened in the past, but they're not predicting the future. And it's all about predicting the future, right? That's what a strategy is, a bias, a plan. And if you predict the yens are going to weaken, it doesn't mean you're going to make money. It means you're setting up long positions on the yen pairs. And you could be wrong, the yen can keep strengthening. Those yen pairs can keep down, down, down. And you won't get many trade setups if you're conservative. And you're only buying at support and only in good conditions and only with reversal patterns. And if you get those, it might go up at least on a little bit. But if the market agrees with you, if your strategy is actually correct, like you actually predicted the future, even though the yen was strong, you said, well, I think it's going to weaken. So you put yourself in those situations where you would benefit if they did weaken. And if they do, you're long. And all of a sudden, boom, you're strong. And you're like, hey, look, I predicted the future. Okay? That's where it gets good. The WTI, yeah, well, if you're going to buy it, you got to buy it at support. So where's the support? Well, it seems to me someone sold the M3 and someone bought the M2. So somebody's doing something. And like, was it a different pair? I think it was, where someone sold this and probably took profit and then sold it again. So what are they aiming for? Probably MS1. Similar, right? Pivot to pivot move. So now they're going to go pivot to pivot this way. M1, ultimate target, M1 down here. So up here, down to S1. Up here, down here to M1. And then we reverse course monthly. And we're long this from 44-ish, let's say 43.5. And it goes up from 43.5 to 53.5 in September. Is that going to happen? I don't know. But if it does, I'll benefit. And if it doesn't, I won't lose a lot of money. That's trading, guys. Gold. Yeah, okay, we can do some gold. Yes, sir. XAU. Yes, please. Brooke's been doing many things wrong. Well, right? The first step is to admit it. The second step is to stop sucking. Right? It's funny to be blunt that way. At least that's my style. Like what did I say in my book? When I first started trading Forex, I sucked. But then I worked really, really hard and studied and studied and studied to find things that I was good at. And after a while, I sucked a lot less. I don't think anywhere in the book I said I was a great trader. I said I'm dedicated to improving, which means you have to keep working hard all the time. All right, so going back to like the Swissy yen thing, I didn't like the price action and stuff. When I look at this, I'm like, yummy. Look at this price action. Up, 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 down, down. Roll reversal. Buy. Up, 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 down, down. You see the roll reversal? Oops. Buy. Huh? And this, ooh. It's not working out so well, but look it. Do you know why? Some people think they're done. They got out the WR1 MM4. That's it. For them, that's close enough. Good enough for the girls I go with, right? Take their profit and done. Done for the month. What did you do in August? Oh, I worked till the 18th and I took the rest of the month off. Peter says, I was previously right at being long gold at 1272-ish. Sweet. Really weird. Happened the last time too. It just goes out in the middle. That was the air conditioning. Yeah, big psych at 13. Yeah, well, look where they got out. 1301 and a half. Right? Not a coincidence, in my humble opinion. I think someone did exactly what they wanted to do. Monthly swing traders can see that you sell here, and this is almost a buy zone. But this is definitely a buy as well. Okay? And this is probably the, this is what Pete's talking about, huh? Double bottom. Is that how you, that's how you traded it? Double bottom off the pivot? Nice little roll reversal. Yeah, that one's classic. Because you don't know it's going to go up until it made the higher high. Then you're like, gag Zeus, it made a higher high. So now you just like, oh yeah, it's going to pull back into the roll reversal right around this pivot. So I'll drop a lot, right? Classic. Yeah. So let's do another one before I head up to the club lounge and get myself a free 18-year-old Macallan. I can go up there 4 o'clock in the morning if I want and pour myself wine. It's awesome. I've been here, what, 10 days? Free food. I think I bought one hamburger and I was in Dubai and they made, I'm like, throw bacon on it. They're like, bacon? I'm like, yeah, bacon. You know, bacon. Oh, no bacon. Beef bacon. I'm like, beef bacon? So yeah, sure, throw some beef bacon on there. It's like eating a hamburger with beef jerky on it. Like the same bacon. But so I've been here like 10 days. Free food, free alcohol, 24 hours a day. What a deal, man. Is that awesome? My God. I think I'm going to move in. And I like hanging with you guys. You guys are awesome. All right, now what? Now what do you want to do? Just remember the euro thing. ECB wants euro down, not up. Give me a currency pair, guys, ladies and germs. Euro USD. Sure. Okay. You think that psych level is going to be important? Yeah, me too. Okay. Check that out. Weekly, monthly. Weekly support. Monthly central. Amazing that that's the bottom of the week, isn't it? There are bears in this market, as you can see here. Look at them play in this monthly pivot. Right, there's a weekly in here too, but just amazing that people try to make a living at this game and they don't have pivot points, right? Or am I just making that up? Is that confirmation bias? Like I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid? When I look at that, I'm like, dude, there are serious players using those levels. So this counter trend trade, anyone that's taken a swing trading course knows there's only two counter trend trades. This is one back into the central. Ended up coming back into the monthly central, but it's only supposed to be this blue line. Seems like somebody played that up. So what's going on? If this monthly holds, if 118 holds and this rolls over, we're supposed to be heading down here, right? Right? So what happens if Dennis Rodman attacks? Does the dollar strengthen or weaken? Strengthens. Does the ECB, the European Central Bank, Draghi, Mario Draghi, Super Mario at the helm, does he want Euro USD to go up or does he want it to go down? So you have to make a decision what you want to do with this. And create a trade plan. And then sit and wait in ambush. You guys have heard a trillion times my analogy. Right? You're a platoon leader. Grab your platoon. You're going for a little walk through the jungle. You're going to walk down some paths you know the bad guys use. They're not there now, but you know they've been there before. They'll probably be there again in the future. You just don't really know when. So you go for a little walk through the jungle and you find a nice place. You set up, you take the high ground, you set up some booby traps, you set up some crossfire positions, and then what do? You pop a squat and you wait. 2 or 3 days go by, bad guys don't show up, you pack your crap up and head back to base, you live to fight another day. However, if you're sitting there waiting and everything's all set up and bad guys are walking down the trail, hi-ho, 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 off the war we go, and all of a sudden you have an unfair advantage. Brooke, I'm here every day except tomorrow. Sorry, bro. Oh, those are the good guys? Oh, man. See, I cheer for the witch that turns into a dragon. So, right, she's a keeper. She was hot when she was 20. What can I say? Right? So anyways, you sit there with the unfair advantage. And what I'm saying is, if you think this is going down, don't worry about everything else. Set it up. Where do you want to set up your ambush? How about right in there? Okay? And now you sit and wait. Pick your lines. Use your pivots. Use your psych levels. Hey, maybe 118 matters. 118.20, right? You probably know my 80-20 rules and stuff. But anyways, sort of in that zone. If you have an opportunity to dump it, dump it. This tells me it's going to go up for a while, though, and you might have to sell it tomorrow if you don't mind waiting. So maybe it comes up and rolls over. I'm thinking one spike and then right back or something. One sucker spike to get all the amateurs long, and then this comes crashing down. So, what do you stink? Smell like a plant? Oh my God, 200 million on euro. Got it. Or it spikes and just leaves you hanging. And you're like, oh, wow, good thing I didn't sell. Right? So those little guys with the beards, they're the good guys? Oops. Yeah. Didn't do her any good. You know, well, why did I look at it and say it was going to go? All right, good. Thank you for asking questions because, I don't know, I do this. I've been doing this a long time, so some things are, right? That tells me up. That tells me up a day. Tells me up like maybe between now and tomorrow's London Open. So you could say, I'm going to be short-term long, but long-term short, right? You've probably heard me say that before. So if that's the case, you play that. Play that price action until it no longer works, right? So you guys know this. This is easy trading. That's a range. Breaks out, and you want to catch a retracement. Ideally, it goes back here, but it's too much of a spike. So it comes up, resets off the 21. You take it north. Second trade should be about in here. You could also fib that if you want. Whatever. It's all the same thing. Okay. And at least maybe New York, you're going to look for something like this. Okay. We'll test the 18. Got to play the 1820. Maybe even spike up to 1850 just to get all the amateurs in. And then the big boys bring it down. And they want to dump it up here anyways. So let me add a couple more here. Does this. And then have a London spike. And then a London drop. New York spike, New York drop. And that gets our 4 hour to do this. Is that nice? And it might be this as well. We don't know. So you might sell here, here, or here. That's all I look for. If I'm a bear, I identify 3 levels of resistance in which I'll consider selling, set up my ambush, and wait. What am I supposed to do? Fight them on a level playing field? Because it's fair? Right? We don't want fair. We want the war to end. We fire for effect. Right? You fight when it's not fair, maybe they'll give up. We can get this war over easy, quick. Hey, Pete, one day it'll be 1,000-lot trade. You got to work your way up, right? Start in a stock room and end in the boardroom. I was 20 the first time I was in a boardroom, the first time I was a director of a corporation. Elected director. Found out I don't really like boardrooms. Okay. Any last questions? We had a vice president of Arthur Andersen, vice president of General Electric, George Soros, someone from the United Nations. It's pretty cool. Not bad for a 20-year-old. Then I got elected to the sales and finance subcommittee. I'm like, what the hell's a subcommittee? Tomorrow. I got to get home. I'm on a plane for 23 hours tomorrow. Funny thing is, I get on at noon and I get off the plane at midnight. I'm like, well, where'd the other 12 hours go? How can I get into a little Coke can for 24 hours and come out and only 12 hours has passed? What the hell happened there? No, you pay taxes, Hadir, but in the United States of America, if you dump your 2017 trades, January 1st, 2018, you don't have to pay taxes until April 2019. But I'm not your tax attorney. No, because you keep pushing them up. Yeah, whatever. You pay double if you take profit, let's say December 31st. Then you have to pay your deferred taxes, and then you have to pay this year's taxes. But sometimes it works out. Like, what if you had a bunch of losses? By the way, in the United States, it's really cool. If you trade equities and you lose some money, let's say you lose 100,000 bucks, I think you can only offset 40,000 of your losses against any of your other profits somewhere else. So, like, you're going bankrupt, so you sell your house, and now you made a $300,000 profit. And you say, oh, well, I lost 100,000 trading, right? So I can just offset. No, I think in equities you can only offset 40. But if you're a currency trader, the whole thing. It's really cool hanging out with you guys in Hong Kong. I've gone way overboard. It's like 9 o'clock at night, so I've gone over at least 15 minutes. It's probably a bit of a slow start, but I think we're good. So I'm going to miss you guys tomorrow. Thank you. It's not non-farm payrolls, is it? No. I'm here at Forex today on Friday. Be a classic move, get like 5 hours sleep, like always. So namaste. Put your diamonds in the sky, huh? Trader's Way. We got to thank them for making this possible for us to get together every day. I think it's really cool. And they want you to succeed. I don't know if any other broker really wants that. I've never had them call me up. They're like, how can we juice these guys for more trades? Hey, Wayne, get them to put more money in the account. Hey, Wayne, do it. Never once have they said that. I do things like, hey, I have this idea that I think will help. They're like, that sounds really good. Good people. So if you want to hang with good people, have a good broker that seems to care. Give Traders Way a shot, huh? I mean, I think that's cool, right? That's my first-hand experience. Yeah. I'll give you a contrast. Several years ago, um, probably 4 years ago, I got an email from FXCM because I had a client there, I had a client, an account because I had accounts everywhere, right? And they're like, we've changed our policy. I'm not joking. They're like, we've changed our policy. Our orders will now slip for you, not just against you. Who the hell wrote that? Yeah, we've been slipping against you for years and years and years. We've changed our policy though. We won't just slip against you. Like, oh, well, how nice is that? Good. I mean, it's so funny, right? Do you think it was the NFA that forced them to do that, or did they just do that out of their own goodwill? Like somebody new on the team raised their hand at a meeting, like, we probably shouldn't just be slipping our clients on all their trades purposely. Yeah, maybe that would be like conflict of interest, maybe unfair, or certainly deviant. Maybe could be interpreted as such. So, anyways, Traders Way, they love you. Yeah, that SNB thing. Yeah, okay, let's talk about that. Swiss National Bank comes out. Boom, right? We know that story. I had 2 mini lots long on an FXCM account. 2 mini lots. Lost the $5,000 account. I just had some leftover play account from somewhere. Dude, that's a lot of mini-lots lost, right? But anyway, so FXCM basically goes out of business overnight, and they had to get bailed out and all this kind of stuff, right? Nothing adverse at all happened to Traders Way. Do you know why? How is that even possible? One broker has a whatever a non-dealing desk is, and then you have Traders Way, which is an ECN. What's the difference? How come Traders Way, a tiny little company compared to the FXCM being the largest at the time, how could one lose $500 million in a day and the other one be totally fine? Well, if you're a client of Traders Way, your trades are in the intermarket. Why would Traders Way lose any money? You asked them to execute the trades in the interbanking system? So they did. It's in the interbanking system. Yeah, exactly, Paul, right? No, but right? Paul says, yeah, well, they're not trading against you. Yeah. Yeah, well, isn't that what you want? So, enough of that. I'm not a shareholder. I'm not an executive in the company or anything. I'm just a humble currency trader like yourself. So anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. I miss you already. I won't see you tomorrow, but I'll see you Friday. Back to business. Um, right back in the world. Thank you, guys. And again, just to say it one more time, because I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your patience with me while I've been traveling around the world. And I know it hasn't been perfect. It hasn't been, I mean, it's hard to read these charts and this kind of that, this and that and the other thing. But I do my best to be here for you every single day, no matter what. If I'm sick, I'm here. If there's a class 10 hurricane, not a problem. Earthquakes, not a problem. Thunderstorms, not a problem. Swarms of locusts, not a problem. On vacation with my wife and kids, not a problem. I'm always here for you, okay? All right? You and me. See you Friday. Cheers.